Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? It is Sunday afternoon. My husband's in the other room watching football. I'm going to join him pretty soon, but I've been taking care of some things and getting some work done. Now, y'all know that I went to my brother's memorial service yesterday, so over the weekend. We had a long day. His service was about 5 hours from our house. We got up late. It's so funny. My husband didn't want to be woken up really early because, he's like, all I got to do is shower and drive. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to drive. I don't need to get up early. Because I told him I wanted to get up at 5 o'clock because I had to put food in the car. I had baked and cooked and everything. And I had to get my face ready and I had to get dressed and all that. So I said, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock. And he said, well, don't set the alarm because it's going to wake me up too. Well, I have this internal alarm that I always can trust, right? So I said, okay, no worries, no problem. I'll wake up. At 6 o'clock, my husband goes, Trudy, get up. So, I lost an hour there. So we didn't actually get out of this house till like 7:40. We were 40 minutes behind, but it was okay. It was all right. We made it there just fine. It was from Bulverde, Texas to Lovekin, Texas, so it was about 5 hours to the church. And we got there about an hour before it started, which was just fine because it was all family and friends anyway. So, there's no stress. It was a beautiful ceremony. And we had a fellowship afterwards, had a meal together, and got to sit with people that we haven't seen in a long time. So it was a really beautiful service for my brother. And his kids, I'm so proud of them. They did a great job because they're the ones that organized everything and they did a fantastic job. So with a little help, everybody brought a little bit. Everything went smoothly. So yeah, it was very sad though. And I did speak. I wrote something out. I wanted to eulogize my brother and talk about some of the memories that I had of him. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, and my brother-in-law gave the sermon and everything for him, and he said he would read it for me if I couldn't read it. And of course, we were watching all the pictures and going through the ceremony, and at the end of it, his wife played piano in the church and she sang, and so at the very end they had a video of her playing the piano and singing in church. And so that was the end of the ceremony and asked if anybody wanted to speak, and I was like choked up by then. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do it. I was already crying, and I thought, I had asked Spirit, I said, please give me the courage to be able to do this. And even though I was shaking, I went up there and spoke. I went to the podium and spoke. I had four pieces of notebook paper, not notebook, but printed out paper that I had to read from. And I basically I typed it really big so that I could just kind of remember where I was at, and then I could speak from my heart, but it kind of gave me some guidance. So I was able to do that, and I'm so glad that I could do that. I got through it, thank goodness. I had to hold a microphone too. They didn't have a sitting mic, so I had to hold the microphone. And I was so afraid that I was going to start crying and boohooing and not, because when I start crying, I can't talk. I just close down. But I did get through it, and I was very grateful for that because I really wanted to express my love for my brother and let his children know how proud I was of them and, how they've taken good care of their father. So it was beautiful. It was really wonderful. And it was good to see the family. So we're done with that part. And of course, every single day I'll grieve for my brother. So we got home last night, I think around 11 o'clock, because like I said, it's 5 hours. So my husband was up and he drove us all the way there and back. Thank goodness we have him. And he said, I wasn't even tired. He loves to drive, thank goodness, because I do not like to drive at all. And he brought us there and back safely. So I'm very thankful for my husband. and for Spirit and God watching over us, protecting us, and bringing us home safely. So, okay, you guys, let's get into what's going on with this election. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all believe that the majority of the people didn't choose joy, kindness, compassion, and saneness? I don't know, sanity? That they chose to have insanity for the next 4 years with a Nazi that's going to rid our country of immigrants. He's going to throw all the immigrants out, even the people that were born here by mothers that were illegally here. So people that came and had their baby here and their baby is a citizen, you're not a citizen anymore. He's revoking the citizenship. I don't think he's going to be able to do that, but that's what he's telling everybody and he wants to do. If he could do it, he would. I don't believe he's going to be able to do it, but he's talking a lot of crap, that's for sure. This is what I really think is going on. None of us foresaw this happening. None of us. We all foresaw that Kamala Harris was going to be our next president. But I believe Donald Trump has been picked and is helping humanity learn a lesson. And I think it's going to be a painful lesson because, people have to know what they don't want so that they can manifest what they do want. And if you don't know that you don't want Donald Trump, maybe you voted for him because you don't know you don't want him. And so it has to be proven to them that you didn't want him and you don't want him and you wished you'd never have chosen him. And all the things that Donald Trump said he's going to do, it's not going to be something you're going to be proud of to be an American. So I just feel like he's going to help humanity learn a lesson. And for some reason, we were not able to see that. Now, I did hear one medium was talking about, she said that when she grew up, that she was, I think she said part of a coven or something, and that she said that they told her that she had a lot of power and that she was a witch. And she used to travel to different locations, soul travel. And at one point she was with Putin. She was in the room with Putin, and she said Putin looked directly at her, that he knew she was there. And she said that she feels like he has a spell of protection over him, or over other mediums. That's what it was. There's some kind of spell that's been put over so that none of the readers can read about what's happening and what he's doing. He's got some protection, a block put around him, so they're not able to penetrate what he's doing and what's going on with him, and he can see them. So, I'm not part of that, so I don't really understand that. I always ask just to see love and light. I only ask to see love and light and goodness, and I read very positive. And so those are kind of a little bit scary things. So I haven't really looked into them, but I did hear her say that, and it kind of made some sense why all these readers got it wrong, that there's some kind of protection over all this nefarious things that are going on with Putin and Trump and all that, so that they're protected and we can't read on it and tell everybody what's going on and what's up. Because if, we could see that the vote would be manipulated and things would happen like that, we could have prepared for it. But for some reason, in the great scheme of things, the universe did not want that to happen, and there was some kind of protection put over them. So that makes sense to me. It really does, because I don't know how else we can understand what happened, But I do believe that people are just going to have to learn a lesson to know that somebody that they voted for and put in office will bring so much hatred on people that are marginalized. take away more of people's rights. Police officers not being held accountable. Donald Trump wants it so that police officers can do whatever they do. Y'all can go beat somebody up, you know, stomp all over their rights and everything, and they're not going to be held accountable that they're doing their job. You shouldn't be able to hold an officer accountable. What? They are just like, you know, he thinks they're all kings. Everybody that's for him, working for him, they're kings like him, and they shouldn't be held accountable. You know, another thing that he wants is Christianity to be taught in the schools. And my husband said, well, that's not really bad to teach Christianity. You know, people can learn about it and know about it. And I said, well, there's a difference between teaching somebody and saying, I'm going to, you know, like a textbook, this is what Christianity is, or shoving it down their throat. That's two different things. And I think once you open that box, it's really, really scary. I think church and state should be separated. It should be kept separated, you know. And of course, Trump, he is, you know, the poster boy for Christianity, right? He is the biggest Christian ever. He's broken every single commandment just about. And it never offends the church. It never offends the Christians. And President Biden, he goes to church every Sunday, every single Sunday, and he lives by, you know, the commandments and by the love of the church for the people, being of service to the people. He's a God-fearing Christian man, and he gets nothing for it. You know, the Christian leaders, they never say anything about Biden. I don't understand it. What kind of Christian are you if you think that Trump is a Christian? Really? So I had a little talk with Spirit a little bit earlier and tried to get a little understanding, a little information that's going on. And I'm asking, is this an honest and fair election? Have we had an honest and fair election? And Spirit is showing me, it's so weird. I get pictures, you know, that's how it's conveyed to me in like a video picture. And I am being shown that it was served up to look like it was honest and fair. And the way, I want to tell you what picture that they sent to get me to say that. It's a military man holding up a serving tray like this, walking, but he's a military guy. He's got a military hat on, military uniform, and he's serving it up like this. So it makes it look like it's on the up and up, right? So that's what I'm getting. It looks like it's fair and honest. You know, it appears to be. And the next thing that I'm being shown is a court jester. So there's some funny business going on. So it was made to appear to be fair and honest. It looks that way, but there was funny business going on. And I'm asking if it's Russian interference. And I'm being shown sheep. And I think the sheep means that the people were influenced, you know, by the Russian propaganda machine, the bots and all that influenced the people. They were easily led. They just had their eyes closed. They were like sheep, and they were just led around by the nose. But the Russians were behind the bomb threats, and that's being investigated. And I think that's true. They were behind all the bomb threats. But what I'm hearing is they outplayed and outmaneuvered the CIA. Damn. What about Elon Musk? Is he in on everything? Was he part of it? And I'm being shown I'm being shown a barbecue pit with a voting machine in there that he cooked the votes. Is J.D. Vance a trustworthy and honest person? You know, he did marry an Indian lady, and her family are immigrants. She has darker skin, and what I'm being shown is that J.D. Vance will fill the role to whatever is necessary. And I'm getting all these different like roles, like all these different people playing in different movies, different actors, different roles, different roles. That's what Spirit is showing me. I'm seeing like Sean Connery play all these different roles. Sean Connery played a spy. Ooh, and that's what I'm being shown. So I wish he was a spy. I wish J.D. Vance was a spy. If he was playing a spy in Trump's camp, that'd be great. I'd love it. But that's what I'm being shown, that he's playing, he's just playing a role. And we don't know the real J.D. Vance. He doesn't show his true face. He plays whatever role. He steps up there and he says whatever he's got to say at the time. He's got to take on the personality and be whoever he needs to be at the time. Now, when he was in the military, the job that he had, he was able to observe a lot of different people and their roles. And he kind of, he was like a sponge. He kind of just absorbed all these different people playing all these different roles, how they, moved up in the ladder. And it's like he studies people like an actor studies for a role. He studies people like that. That's what J.D. Vance does. They say that's how narcissists are. Narcissists don't know how to behave. They don't really understand. They don't have those kind of feelings that everybody else does. So they just study other people and they try to copy their behavior because they don't really know how to behave or what to do, because it's all about me, 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 me. And they realize people call them out for it. So they start studying other people and just picking up cues on how to behave, and they try to adapt to it, but it's just a temporary thing to get whatever they want. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what's going on. That's how he is. And probably the only one that really knows him is his wife. She knows him well, I'm sure. And he still plays a role for her, but it's a role that she loves, He's playing that role that keeps her fed, happy, and invested in him. And he's good at playing those roles. Just like he didn't like Trump before, and now he wanted to be a part of Trump. He wanted to be his running mate. So he invested himself in becoming that person. And he did it. He did it. He knew exactly what Trump wanted him to be and wanted him to say and act and everything. And he invested his time and energy on becoming that person. And voila, he's going to be the vice president now. So he's a good actor. On another note, let's get off politics for a little bit and let's get on to something else. Thanksgiving's coming soon. I just made a video on TikTok about Thanksgiving, and I'm just talking about the food and eating it. I'm not into the thankful, grateful day that it should be and is, but I just talked about the food. Let's talk about, what are you having for Thanksgiving? What are you eating for Thanksgiving? What are you preparing? Where are you going? What are you doing? So I always host, and so I always make the same thing over and over and over. We have smoked turkey breast. We have a cranberry compote. We've got stuffing, squash, potatoes and gravy. I got to make rice, green beans, bread, corn pudding, lots and lots of food. And my girls, they help too. They bring things, and I make a bunch of different desserts, but I always make banana pudding. No matter what I make, I'll make banana pudding because that was my father's favorite. And he would always spend Thanksgiving with us. My parents got a divorce, and all my family, all my siblings went to my mother. There was 5 of us. They all went to my mother's house to eat. And how could I do that? How could I go to my mother's house knowing my father had nowhere to go on Thanksgiving? So I opted to always cook on Thanksgiving myself so my daddy would be able to be with us. And that kind of made a separation. That kind of started the separation between me and my family. I mean, I always been the oddball. I've always been the weird one, the oddball, odd man out. But when everybody went to Mama and I didn't, then I was the bad guy because I didn't go to Mama's. But what was more important to me was that I shared my Thanksgiving with my daddy. That was the most important thing. So I'm glad I did it. I would not change a thing, and it was, God bless him, because we didn't have too many more left. He died when he was 54 years old, so I'm so glad that I had Thanksgiving with my daddy. What are y'all having for Thanksgiving? I don't have to bake the turkey. I said we get smoked turkey breast, so it's already cooked. I just have to warm it up, but I have to make gravy, and I do turkey wings, not chicken. Turkey wings are huge. They are huge. I bake turkey wings with a bunch of carrots and onions and celery and all that. And then I use all the juice from that to make gravy with. And it comes out delicious. And then I use all the meat for the turkey for the stuffing. I do the stuffing casserole. I got this recipe from the newspaper clipping many, many years ago and started making it. And, it's not Thanksgiving unless I make this casserole. So I have to make it. I do make stovetop also because people like stovetop stuffing. So there's a couple of them that just want plain stuffing. They'll eat both of them. And we got to have peas. I have to have green peas with my Thanksgiving dinner with potatoes, stuffing, turkey, cranberry sauce. I got to have green peas with it too. I don't care if I have corn or not, but I got to have green peas. And green beans. I love green beans. So yeah, we've got to have the green bean casserole. Got to have that. So what are y'all making? I haven't decided on the desserts. Every year I kind of change it up just a little bit. I'll make something different and see how that goes and see if there's something. I found this pumpkin dessert, and it's like a pudding, So you make the pudding. It's pumpkin pudding made out of canned pumpkin, and then a layer of whipped cream mixed in with cream cheese and ginger cookies on the bottom and all around. I made that, y'all, and it was so good. It was so good. So I'm going to make that again for Thanksgiving. I think it's made with pudding. I have to go look it up. I only made it one time. I made it with ginger snaps, and it was delicious. I mean, delicious. So I'm going to make that instead of pumpkin pie this year. So we always change things up a little bit, and then my girls, they'll bring some desserts too. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving. It's a little more than 2 weeks away. So I got to get on it, My husband has told me over and over, start buying stuff for Thanksgiving. Because, when you go shopping for Thanksgiving, it's like a crap load of stuff. And he said, buy a little bit at a time. Because we go to the grocery store 3 or 4 times a week. We're terrible. It's just an outing. It's a day outing for us. Let's go to the store, So he's just telling me, buy a couple of things at a time that you need. And I haven't really written a list out yet. I always have my list ready, and I haven't written it out. So I haven't really bought anything yet. So yeah, but it's time to start doing that. So I hope you all are going to have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to talk to you every day until Thanksgiving. I will be back here, but I was just thinking about it and wondering what you guys were going to do. So comment down below. Are you the host? Are you cooking? What you going to make? Okay? All right, guys. I love you so much. If you'd like to get a reading with me, let me know. We're going to get through this. Things are not as bad as it seems. No matter what happens, everything's going to be fine. I heard somebody say the birds are still singing outside, the sun is still shining. It's going to be okay. And it is. It's going to be okay. All right. I love y'all so much. Like I said, if you'd like to get a reading, look down below. Or if you need a chakra balancing or healing session, love doing the healing sessions, let me know. Okay. I'm here for you. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Love you guys. Bye for now.